to another video lecture series on consumer behavior. In today's video, we'll understand the Nicosia model. Nicosia model concerns with interrelationship with firms attributes, consumer attributes. So it also helps in decision making process, including search and evaluation process, actual decision making process. So the resultant action of the consumer as feedback form, purchase consumption experience as inputs to consumer attributes. Nicosia model is considered to be a dynamic model. Why? Because the information about the resultant action of the consumer is fed back into the system. So once the information about the customer is fed back to the system, so it helps in improvising. So that is why it is called as a dynamic model. So this feedback allows for an improvement of firm's attribute and the consumer attributes as well. So this is how the Nicosia model looks like. So basically there are 4 fields in the Nicosia model. So in the first field, it is about the message exposure. So in this field 1, the consumer is exposed to a message. So message from the company or a brand. So once a customer gets exposed to the message, he forms certain attitude, and the attitude formed results in search and evaluation of a product. So a customer goes and search about relevant information about the product, what are the other products which are available in the market, and they come up with set of options, and once the search is done, they evaluate which would be the product that would suit their need. So during search and evaluation in the field 2, they actually cultivate the motivation, they derive motivation. So this motivation leads to decision or action. So once a decision or action is formed, so this leads to purchase decision. So when I say purchase decision is not just you call it when a person purchases a product, it is called as a purchase decision. No, even a person or a customer refusing to buy a product is also his purchase decision. And the purchase decision leads to the feedback. So this is an overview about the Nicosia model and the 4 fields that are involved in Nicosia model. So now let us try to understand each fields in detail. In field 1, you have got 2 subfields. So the firm's attributes and the customer attributes. So field 1 represents the exposure of a consumer to the message. So this is from the firm and what effect it is going to lead on consumers. So subfield 1 refers to firm's attribute. So this is company's communication to the target audience. And subfield 2, so what the consumer makes out of the communication and other inputs. So this is about the subfield 2 under field 1. So with an example, let us try to understand what is this subfield 1, what is this subfield 2, or what is firm's attributes or the customer attributes. So let us take BMW as an example. So when we take BMW as an example, so these are the firm's attributes. BMW is a German car and they are known for engineering, the quality is top notch, and pricing, comfort. So these are the firm's attributes. And now let us see the customer attributes. What the customer makes out of the communication from the inputs. So the firm attribute is German and the customer attribute is European cars are expensive, and engineering, it is over the top, quality par excellence, the pricing luxury, comfort which is aspirational. So this is what firm attribute and customer attribute is. In short, firm attribute refers to company's communication, customer attribute refers to what a customer understands from the firm's attributes. And next we'll understand field 2. So the message exposure of the consumer leads to development of certain attitude towards a product. So a message has been communicated from the brand. Now the customer has developed certain attitude, and here the alternatives are searched and evaluated. So once that attitude is formed, they search for alternatives and they start to evaluate it. Attitude is formed, they search and they evaluate the product. So next, this search and evaluation drives to what? Motivation. This leads to motivation. So which creates a level of motivation to act within the customer's mind. In field 3, so this is the result of motivation. So it represents the stage of action. Field 3 represents the stage of action. Why? Because here is where the customer is going to decide whether they are going to buy the product or not they are going to buy the product. So field 3 is a mental process where the motivation culminates to a certain decision which subsequently shown in action. So motivation is turned out to the decision making. So in field 3 the decision is made, and the purchasing decision can be whether to buy the product or not to buy the product. Here one should keep in mind that not taking any action or any visible decision is also a decision. Okay, next we have field 4. In field 4 we have the purchase decision and the feedback is formed here. So field 4 is all about the purchase decision. So the purchase decision can be negative or positive. If the purchase decision results in the purchase of the product, then it is called as positive. So which results in consumption, formation of experience, and experience becomes part of consumer attribute of future. So if the purchasing decision results in the rejection of the product, then the feedback may be used by the firm to improve its attributes. So this is all about the Nicosia model. It consists of 4 fields and how dynamic this process is